What's going on, guys? Three Wheels on a Block back again. We're in the garage. I've got this 2000 model Chevrolet Corvette, and it's time to swap out the coolant reservoir. Okay, so we're in the garage. I've got this 2000 Corvette, and the coolant reservoir tank is leaking on it, so we're gonna go ahead and swap that out. First thing, of course, you're gonna do is pop the hood, show you guys what we're working with. So that is the first generation LS. Oh yeah, all you guys out there doing drift racing and all you resto modders and BMW enthusiasts, you guys love this engine. Anyway, this is what we're swapping out. So previously I had inspected this and I thought that the hose clamp was bad and the hose was leaking. Upon further inspection, there's a crack right there where the fitting goes into the tank. So we're going to be pulling this tank out and swapping it for a new one. So here's the tank we're going to be swapping it with here. I put the GM equivalent part number on the screen. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure if that's the original tank or that's a replacement tank. All right, so this is of course going to be a messy job. I'll show you why. So this is the top of the tank. This is what you see when you look at the car. This is the portion that's damaged on the current tank. It's actually split right in there. Rumor has it that deck school has very corrosive properties. I tend to believe that rumor because the plastic is actually eating up on this fitting on the tank that's on there. We'll take a closer inspection once we get it out. I believe it's a brass fitting, and I guess between the brass and the coolant and the plastic, it started to eat itself away. Anyway, that's the easy part up top. This is where it's complicated underneath. So you see, you have two fittings, which means there's a hose that comes on either side of this, which means that when you go to do this, it's going to make a mess everywhere unless you drain the coolant out of your radiator. So yeah, you're welcome. I'm going to get the old tank out and we'll get this new one in, fill it up, it'll be ready to go. All right, so I'm going to zoom in, see if I can get you guys in there where you can see it. You can't. All right. Get you guys in here nice and close now. Looking right there, you can see both of the hose clamps. So you can access those pretty easily from the top of the car. I'll be doing a reach around. So I'm just showing you guys what you have to get onto to get this off. You want to get you some racks, you can protect your vehicle as much as possible from the spilling coolant. It's going to get everywhere. It just will. I mean, there's no avoiding it. So you want to do as much protection as you can. If you can get a drip pan underneath the vehicle, that's also a good idea. So I'm going to show you guys an inexpensive drip pan. You got an old crate laying around, flip it over, and this one's a little dented up, but you can actually catch a lot of your drips and fluid inside one of these old crate lids. So just a little quick tip there for you. I'll be using a flow tool drip pan, but you most definitely can use a crate lid. All right, for this you'll just need a set of slip joint pliers. I'll go ahead and get this top one off of here. Just stick him up out of the way. So a 10 millimeter will be the only thing that you need. We'll take care of that to get the tank out. I'm gonna go ahead and move these hose clamps back while this is bolted in place. That will make things a little bit easier, I hope. So they do make a set of pliers that you can access these hose clamps from the side end. I'll put a picture of them on the screen. If you do have those, that'll make this one a little bit easier to get to. You can also use a set of channel locks. Gives you a little bit of an offset there. And it all depends on the position of your hose clamp. I can already tell. Should have known. Should have known it was going to be one of those. Because that one's so tight, we're going to go ahead and pull this reservoir loose. Gives it a little bit better access to get in there. Right. Coolant dripping on the floor. I hear it. Nice mess. Alright, now she's up out of there. Alright, we got the old reservoir tank out. Let's take a look and see what exactly happened here. You look over where this brass fitting is, and you can see the plastic is deteriorated right around there where that fitting goes in. So it's cracked and it looks like it's been eaten up there. The plastic and the brass started to have some sort of chemical reaction with the coolant. Sorry, this thing's currently peeing out at the bottom right now. So if we flip it over, you'll also notice that this plastic is starting to, it's kind of deformed. You can see that there where it's deformed. Yep. On this side, not too bad. You see a little bit of deformality there. So it's just a matter of time before this thing started leaking down here, because eventually that was going to be a leak. So yeah, there you go. That's the failure points on this tank. Plastic, heat cycle, deck's cool. Recipe for yummy spraying disaster. All right, now we got old Drippy up out of there. I'm gonna take this thing out and hose it off. You want to be careful not to get any of this coolant on your pulleys for your hoses or your car, because this stuff is very corrosive. It will eat through just about anything if it's left on there. So it can mess up your paint work. It definitely can mess up the bearings and the pulleys. So try not to get the coolant on anything other than the rubber hoses, the inner fender liner, and your drip pan. Anywhere else can make a nightmare for you in the future. So if you do get it on, just be sure to hose it off. Don't leave it on there. Whatever you do, don't leave it on there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and inspect the hoses, and they look good on both sides, which is great. Don't have to worry about replacing those. Actually look in good shape. Just check for splitting. I'll show you some pictures of what some damaged hoses look like. Got a new coolant reservoir tank. Just inspect it, make sure nothing looks funky on there. Everything looks good. We'll go ahead and get our hoses. Slide those back on both sides. Any last drips of coolant that you want to try to get out, now's the time to do it. Otherwise you'll be hosing it out of there. All right. You go ahead and get your hose clamps back where they belong. All right, both hoses are back on there where they belong. So once you've got those hoses on there where they belong at, you're going to want to go ahead and line your tank up on this side. There's a stud here. There's also another stud that's kind of hidden back there that you can't quite see. There it is. You just slide the tank back on those two studs. Take a little bit of wiggling back and forth to get it down in there. But go ahead and get that lined up. Take your two nuts. Make sure you don't lose your 10mm socket. Drop your nuts on there. Go ahead and tighten those down. Don't over tighten them because you can crack your tank. Just needs to be snug, it's not gonna go anywhere. And the last thing to do is to hook up the overflow hose that's right there. Go fish my overflow hose out where I had it sitting over there in the engine, tucked down there where it wouldn't spill on anything. Fish it out, bring it back around here, like so. Go ahead and pop it up on there. Grab your pliers, take care of that last hose clamp. See if I can do this with one hand. Alright, sorry about that shaky camera there. Is holding the camera with one hand and installing the hose clamp with the other, but you just slide it across there, lock it back in position. Last thing to do is fill her up with coolant. Now, you're going to want to fill this thing up and let it run for a little bit. Potentially we'll have some air that works its way back in here. By taking this tank out, you disrupt the flow of water from the water pump, which is located down there. Can't really see it because there's a bunch of stuff in the way, but anyway, where the water pump outlet comes out, right there is your water pump hose. It comes up into here, and then the outlet comes back to the heater core, which goes back right through here into the heater core inside the vehicle. So that's what you just disrupted. It may take a little bit for that air to come out. My recommendation, fill your reservoir to where it says it should be full too. Maybe just a smidge more. Drive the vehicle, let that air work itself out, check it again, following day, you'll be fine. GM recommends you use Dexcool coolant. For all you Dex lovers out there, yeah. I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna lie and say that I am. Dexcool, you know, on my wife's Equinox we had several years ago, ran Dexcool in it and it ate up the radiator. Put a brand new radiator in it and Dexcool, and it was fine for a few years. But that stuff just seems to be, it's supposed to be lifetime antifreeze is what, you know, GM says it is. And I'm like, yeah, but it sure is lifetime until you have to replace it and the parts that it eats alive. All right, let me grab some coolant. Grab you a funnel, like these hands-free funnels. Flow Tool, same company that has the drip pan down below. If you guys want one of these, in the comment section below, just say, I want a funnel, and I will send you a funnel. How's that? Only good for 30 days. So, you know, after 30 days, if this video's out 2 years later and you guys say I want a funnel, I might not have any left. So I'll give you guys 30 days on that. I only have 20 here, so first 20 people to leave that comment get a funnel. Everybody else, you're out of luck. Sorry for you. So make sure that you check your level of coolant as you're filling it up. Your reservoir is clear, so it's really easy to see if you put too much in or not enough. All right. Be sure to catch any of that leftover floating around coolant there. Let's get that up. Put your what is now the radiator cap, since there are no more caps on radiators, your coolant overflow cap back on there. Just be sure to treat this like a radiator cap, because if you remove it when the system's hot, you're gonna get a shower that you will never forget. All right. So that's going to wrap up this video for changing the coolant reservoir tank on your Chevrolet C5 Corvette. This applies to the years on the screen. My name's Erwin. This Thrills in a Block. We're giving back what time has taken away. We'll see you soon.